thanks for visiting Joe's channel. In this video, I wanted to go over the recent outbreak of the coronavirus and new updates. So this is from the New York Times, stating that the deaths in China reach 811, with approximately 37,198 people infected. So as we can see, this virus is out of control. There is no clear guidance from the WHO on how to prevent or stop this virus. There is no clear understanding as to what can be really done to stop this virus other than a quarantine. And the quarantine is being implemented around the world, including Canada, United States, Europe, and people that are coming from Wuhan and from other parts of China are being put under a quarantine of 14 days if they've come from Wuhan. Now, whether they're being treated, some doctors are treating patients with HIV drugs. Some patients are being sort of left in isolation to see if they'll develop natural resistance against the virus, or are they going to die off due to the virus. We now know that the original Chinese doctor, who unfortunately passed away 2 days ago, who was the whistleblower several weeks before January 20th, trying to tell the authorities that this is a serious virus outbreak that has occurred, and the people that are dying within a few days after the symptoms began to show in them. So we can see now that China is somewhat paralyzed. They've implemented a quarantine now on Shenzhen, which again is about 25 million people in that city. Also, the hubs of the electronic and manufacturing industries in China are being paralyzed and frozen because they cannot export. From what I understand, nothing is being allowed to leave the country, including electronic goods and whatnot. And so the situation is in not just a dire situation, but a mysterious situation as to what's actually going on there. Even now, New York Times is reporting that the Chinese government lacked in reporting the proper numbers. And even now, these numbers, which many can agree, that these numbers that are being reported now do not really represent the actual situation. Many people are being, many deaths are being labeled as pneumonia and not under the coronavirus. Other deaths are being labeled under other conditions. It's just to keep in notice that not everyone's going to die from pneumonia or from sort of the coronavirus directly. It is going to cripple the immune system of the patient. But secondary infections that the patient may be encountering, whether it be fungal infections in the background, whether it be other viral or bacterial infections in the blood or in the gut, so these bacterial infections are going to become more aggressive when the immune system is now trying to fight off a viral infection. So, not really clear. All we know that at this point it's surpassed the SARS epidemic. Okay, so there is no clear idea of what's going to happen other than the quarantine. So there is no concept of vaccination. Well, that's there, but there's no understanding of the vaccine is ready or not, and whether this vaccine, how effective it is, because there is patients healing, from this disease at this point. So through natural immunity and resistance, they're healing from this viral infection, which sounds very, very, shocking. That why doesn't the WHO implement or look into the nutritional regimen of these people in China, and why don't they focus on the natural diet and natural remedies in a time where medical treatments are lacking? There is no medical treatment per se for this virus. Am I correct or not? So there is no treatment other than these HIV drugs or other viral medicines that can help the person, like the patient. But why isn't there any focus on the nutritional aspect and natural remedies and healing of the body through rest, through detoxification, through use of sauna and heat for sweating? I don't see any of that being mentioned. Of course, they're not going to mention natural remedies because that would heal many other diseases that are in the background and lurking in people, such as IBS, such as Crohn's disease, such as a lot of other chronic disorders, MS, Alzheimer's. But this is, of course, not going to be mentioned because it's a strife into the medical system established throughout the world, the global medical system. So anyways, we can see that this situation is out of control. The first death happened in the United States today. And there is other people that are dying in Indonesia. And it's not clear that these people were actually in direct contact with anyone in Wuhan. So that these people may have gotten this virus through the second phase or through a person-to-person infection and not directly from being in Wuhan. The doctors are overwhelmed in China. The medical staff is overwhelmed in China. China's has been crippled because of this virus, and I think lack of global response to this virus and knowing what to do exactly is one bad thing, and not being able to support the Chinese people at this point effectively. Another thing is neglecting the fact that natural remedies can heal the body, mind, and soul. I believe the Chinese people need to go back to their roots, in ancient Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, to heal their body from this parasite and virus that has been genetically engineered, which is, all those documents are coming out already, are out in terms of journals. It is very clear that this is a genetically modified entity. It is not what people are portraying it as, from animal to human. Yes, it's started in animals, but it's not a natural occurring virus. From the genetic code and its genetic, after deciphering its genetic its protein and genetic code, it's very clear that this has segments that would not be occurring naturally. The HIV-1 segments in this virus, and it's clear that the protein capsids that are around this virus are not naturally occurring. They're more of a genetically modified version. So some scientists are saying that a portion of it is coming from bats and a portion is coming from another animal, which again could be in terms of some biological work happening there on transgenic animals and basically cloning or vector cloning viruses and infecting animals with them to see their effect on animals first, and then for some reason it became infectious from animals to humans. So anyways, what we can see is total neglect of natural, authentic remedies, traditional Chinese medicine, traditional naturopathic remedies through diet, through nutrition, through detoxification. That's all been masked on, not mentioned. And at the same time, the medical system is not providing you any solution. And its clear solution is other than this quarantine of 14 days. And then, it's like we're flipping a coin and saying, well, we'll see the chance of the person surviving or the chance of the person healing themselves, which some people are, as we know. And what we can say at this point is our prayers are with the Chinese people and also with the people that are infected. Their families are devastated to see that some of their members are dying leaving behind maybe family, children, kids, and elderly dying, young people dying. This is a very tragedy. Where our hearts go out to the Chinese people, and we can see how the world is stigmatized as well to actually sort of even blame the Chinese for this problem. This is not the Chinese people's fault. This is not an issue of the Chinese culture. This is an issue of humanity in terms of the greed of humans, and also for domination and control. And one major thing is that people are living unhealthy lives through diet, nutrition, and with lack of understanding of ancient medication for thousands of years of detoxifying the body, mind, and soul. So these are global issues, and it's not a Chinese problem. This is a worldwide problem, and we all need to stick together, put our hands with the Chinese, and help them out through this devastating time, and be with the Chinese people, because they're human beings, and the same thing that if any other country would be in trouble, China's going to lend their hand to help as much as possible. So our hearts go out to the Chinese people, to the people that are dying in Wuhan and other parts of China and the surrounding areas. And we pray for their families and for their loved ones that are lost. And we pray that this disease goes away in a natural, effective manner through healing the body and mind, by detoxification and eating proper, nutritious food, free from toxins, free from preservatives and chemicals. And so that's all I have to say for now. The death toll is going up, and the numbers seem fudged. Okay, so this is obvious. Even New York Times are mentioning it. So anyways, guys, please comment in the section below. If you like this channel, please subscribe. It'd be great that we can work together and grow this channel. And I'll try to bring more news out to you guys about health, nutrition, politics, spirituality, anything to deal with that nature, social issues. So please subscribe. That'll be great to be connected to you guys more often. And thank you very much. God bless.